Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. Careless Hair coming at ya with another reading. We're going to do Gemini today. There's the shadow season coming along. How are we hanging in there? What's the universe need Gemini to know? Ooh. Okay. First one fell in the lap. Ooh, 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so we don't want to go there. Okay, Jim. That's usually how we roll. Feelings inside? Are you crazy? There's too much to do out here. I hear you. Okay. Death. Imagine that. 5 of Swords in reverse. And the Queen of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Empress. The Queen of Swords. And the Hierophant. Okay. Bottom of the deck. The Chariot. Okay. Sorry, my little felines are being Akko Taco today. It's windy, so. Okay. This is a lot of freaking energy, Gemini. Holy name of Jesus. Okay. Breaking it down. Okay, so you have the King, this deck is a little bit weird. The King of Air and the Queen of Air here. So there's a divine couple. And you start off in discord with the 2 of Cups. Death comes in. You quit your fighting. Don't let the Spitfire get in the way. And then you come to a place of, dang, Gemini, that was quick. That's how we are. That's Gemini. Drop of a dime will change our tune. Okay. So the World and the 3 of Wands is in reverse here, though. Okay, we're going to have to do some clarifying. Jesus. All right, tell me. Not half the deck. Okay. Let me. 2 of Cups in reverse, please. Can you tell me about that? Two Cups in reverse. Okay. Yeah. There's the Tower. Tower, Queen of Cups in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, and the King of Swords again. Whew. So this is the energy that like set this into motion. Okay, so there's emotional volatility here. The Tower moment happened because the heart energy is not heart energy wasn't coming in. So something about this union had to dissipate and die. There was either a thought structure, a belief, or a particular habitual pattern, if you will, set in place that had to like be okay. And I'm getting a masculine energy did that. Now it doesn't have to be the male, but it's a masculine energy coming in because you've got the King of Swords here and you've got the King of Swords after the Empress. So then you've got Death coming in next. Okay, so on the other side of Death is always rebirth. You cannot have one without the other. It's not a death and stop. It's a death and a rebirthing cycle. Okay, it happens. You don't. If I could just tell every tarot card writer out there, death is not a final thing. There's there has to be a rebirthing process. And so you're rebirthing into quitting the fighting and Queen being so hot and feisty about it. Okay. So the desire, I'm getting the desire to like fuss and fight is definitely starting to dissipate in this rebirthing process, but it's magical rebirthing process. Holy bejesus. Look at that. The Empress. Legit. And then you've got the King of Swords here with Rosemary cleaning. That's very cleansing energy. And the Hierophant with XOXO, warming, soothing, comforting, commitment. Who doesn't want to commit to chocolate? I mean, come on. Really? You gonna say no to that? And then the Chariot moving forward. Okay. Beautiful transformation here. Absolutely gorgeous. What I'm really, really confused about is why the World is in reverse and the Three of Wands is in reverse. But I get the Madre of Air is going to cut some stuff away here with that little sickle. It's Mama Bear's turn to step in and bring some death in. I like it. I like it. Motherwort. That's a good plant. So, let's get some clarification on the white sage. And the hibiscus in reverse. Pretty please. Flowers have their own language, which is absolutely magical. Alright. What about the white sage and hibiscus in reverse here? Five of Cups, Hierophant, the Eight of Wands, and the King of Wands. So let's just call it a bad day if there's not critters in the background making noises. Okay, so he's nesting. He's trying to make his little nook really extra nice, okay? So, Five of Cups, commitment, messages, and desire. Okay, so this is really interesting because the King of Wands is in upright and the Queen of Wands is in the reverse. So you're getting, okay. So I'm getting here that like the masculine and feminine energies, so maybe you guys went too much into the yin energies and forgot to bring forth the masculine, which can happen, especially everybody's like trying to, oh, you made us, oh, okay. So one was scratching around, so the other one would be comfortable when he laid down. And what a sweetheart you are. Okay, so it was a divine counterpart kind of like imbalance. So there was a lot of yin, a lot of disruptive emotions, and the masculine, which is wand energy anyway. It just is, I know. It's coming in and saying, hey, let's put this in the upright. Let's get back to the healthy emotions and put this whole entire union in a more heartfelt space. A healthy heart space. Which is really interesting. That's really cool. I can't quite put my finger on it, Jem, but it's a really cool concept. So Death, Pluto and Mars. Pluto's very yin. Pluto is the influx where this galaxy meets all the other worlds. So it's that kind of, wow, it's right at that crux. That's where Pluto is. That's where death is. So it's almost like the masculine called forth for more yin energy to kind of push this growth pattern forward and cut away all the toxic and push this all the way to a rebirthing process. And it's cleansed and cleared. And yeah, you lost some water. You're emotionally, both of you obviously were emotionally invested and still are emotionally invested in this. But there was something that was getting in the way with as far as emotions being imbalanced or emotions need to be let go of or released. But your commitment's still here. You're still in communication, traveling forward together in desire to get to this point. Wow. So yeah, I just watched so I have an astrology playlist in my playlist. So the astrology podcast just came out today with a forecast for December, and this is one of the major things that's coming up is the needing to purge these emotions. And it's going to be the full moon's going to be in Gemini on the 23rd. Wednesdays are huge movement days this month. So I don't remember exactly everything. I've only watched it once through. I'll have to look at the calendar again. But Wednesdays are huge this month. The new moon is coming in on this 7th, I want to say. Don't quote me. It can't be because the 23rd. But the first Wednesday of the month is the new moon. And then the 4th is the full moon in Gemini. And then there's another, in between that is another major shift in planetary movements. So go give that a listen. It's pretty interesting. I do that every month and I try to keep up with it. And Mars is still in retrograde. And it's cycling to the point where it's starting to move forward slowly now. Okay. And it is in Gemini. It is very much in Gemini. So, you're probably going to be a little bit more affected by this than the rest of the zodiac. So I would definitely start paying attention a little bit to those transitions. Any other places that, Mars kind of rules your chart. Any Aries or Scorpio placements are going to be another thing. Because those two signs are ruled by Mars, right? So the needing to kind of, I'm getting erupt here, kind of like a volcano. That's what this is. Like there's an emotional eruption that brought about some sort of transformation, death and rebirth process here. And yeah, emotions were lost, but oftentimes when we are asked to lose something or something of value is lost, such as emotional commitment, emotional feelings, beliefs, structures, whatever it is, oftentimes those things weren't serving us anyway. Hence why the universe steps in and says, okay, you're not letting go, even though I need you to let go of this, so I'm going to send this in instead. Okay, that's why shadow work is so important, because if we can get ahead of these moments, we're a little more well off for the wear, if you will. So an emotional loss, how do I explain this on an energetic level? So when you have something in nature that is no longer serving its purpose, that's no longer healthy for its environment, for the soil, for the air, for the whatever, Mother Nature will take it out. How do you know? It'll get a disease, it'll get an insect, or it'll just die off and you won't know why. The roots, whatever it is. And so if it's not going to be in a healthy environment, which means being attentive having an attentive caregiver, if you will, or say it's not going to serve the people that are around it. Oftentimes the medicine that we need is going to grow naturally in our environment. And sometimes we can facilitate our environment being influenced by bringing in those energies that we do want and resonate with, right? So, but that means wanting and resonating with that energy. So you're gonna do your homework, you're gonna do your research on how to plant that, how to best help it grow, and how to maintain a healthy plant year after year after year. So when that is no longer serving us, when that energy, frequency, vibration no longer serves us, oftentimes we just need to purge it out of our system and let it go. That's what the Five of Cups is signaling to me here. You are just needing to release this because it's turned toxic. Okay, whatever way you had of processing, dealing, feeling emotions is not serving you. Sorry for the crappy nail polish. Again, not the girliest girl. But you have a whole different outlook on life right now because this is happening, right? So, and don't wallow over those. They needed to be lost. Feeling it, yes. Understanding why it was there and why it needed to be let go, super important. Moving on from there, more important. Because right after this beautiful transformation comes to fruition and you start moving forward, you get the World and the Three of Wands in reverse. What about the World and the Three of Wands here? We're going to cut it out, whatever it is. This divine couple is really cute, by the way. Hang on, I'll finish shuffling and then I'll show you how cute this divine couple is. Can I get some insight on the World and Three of Wands in reverse? Thank you. Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, 9. There's your divine couple. Look at that. Sickles. Instead of swords, they have sickles. Now, that speaks to my scorpionic nature like nobody's business. She's cutting this away. So the feminine's going to come back in. But right now, the values. So oftentimes when we have an emotional death, we just consider it to be emotional, right? But then we don't do the extra work that goes on top of that to go back and reassess our value system. So we get stuck. And then we don't get to the full measurement because this value structure that we had in place, this working wheel, if you will, is no longer cutting it because the emotional aspect of it, your emotions bleed into everything. So your emotions actually make up reality. How much time do I have? Okay. How much do we want to learn from this, darling? So your emotions make up your reality. So you can think anything you want. You can yada, yada, yada. But if you don't feel that outflowing from your heart space, if this isn't coming from a genuine, whatchamacallit place, it's not doing any good to yourself, to your family, to your community, to your country, to the world at large. Okay, so death is rolling in reverse. It's got to come back. You've got to die on this level too. Okay, there's something in your value system that was heavily attached to your emotions, which it's supposed to be. If we had no emotions attached to our value systems, they wouldn't have been our value systems, right? So your emotions bleed into every single aspect of your life. So if you're feeling imbalanced in your emotions, you're going to be imbalanced pretty much everywhere else. Now you can hide that, Gemini, and we're masters of it. We are masters of it. We will, how does Sia put that? I'll do my best to fool a crowd. I'll put my sunglasses on while I shed a tear, something. I don't know. Sia, sunglasses. I'll try to look it up, Gemini. Okay. So I'll look that up and link it in the description. But we need to learn how to read. And I'm not saying that please go out in public and bawl your eyes out. No, that's not what I'm saying. Comprehending that our emotions, they bleed into every aspect of our lives. So if we can have our emotions in line with the things that we value and uplift, we can start to move forward. Okay. So you had the Chariot, and then all of a sudden, boom, halt, because the things that you were trying to work on with your values are now not working. Okay, so you just need to reassess. That's all you got to do. Look up, I forget his name. Okay, so look up core values on the internet and assess which ones you hold within you. Don't worry about what it was before. You got fresh eyes here with new emotions. So you're going to be resonating with these different value systems, and that's okay. You might figure out, hey, I thought this, like Pentacles and materialistic stuff was on my value system, but now I reassessed and maybe it's like number 2 and number 3 instead of number 1, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with having money as your value system. There's nothing wrong with that at all. We need to stop demonizing money. It's a tool. It's an access point. It's a facilitation for how you move forward in life and how you use that Pentacles to keep moving forward in life. Are you using it to better people, or are you using it to keep them enslaved? Those are your choices, right? So you come to a situation here where the emotional body is now starting to form a different concept and grow and expand in that concept. And now when it comes down to working with others, working in a community, working in a family-orientated system, whatever this is for you, in a partnership, it's now not working because your emotional body is going, hey, we've got this whole new little sprout thing over here, and something else has completely died off because it was no longer serving us. So now you've got to go back and reassess your value system, okay? This is just a part of life. It's not a setback. You didn't fail. You did nothing wrong here. You're growing and learning like you're supposed to. It's just that sometimes, or a lot of times actually, I will say a lot of times, people associate emotions, mentality, values and virtues and morals and whatever else to be completely separate things, and they are not. They are all interconnected. You are one whole being. And compartmentalizing yourself is not a healthy way to live. You are a whole person, a multifaceted whole person who just needs to remember that you're allowed to bring your heart and your value system into the entirety of your existence, where that rubber meets the road, right? So, and this is not just you, Gemini. This is the whole freaking planet. It's learning how to do this stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it. So, as far as my other readings have gone the last week, you're trailblazer right now. So, whatever this means to you, whatever it looks like, you're carving a pathway, is what I'm seeing and feeling and hearing from this. You're carving a new pathway. Dang, if it doesn't look pretty. Just saying. Okay? Any final words for Gemini? What do we need to learn for Gemini? Ooh. Five of Swords in the upright. Ooh, yeah. So this yellow cord to me means that, yep, you just had to like cut some values out. You had to, you didn't really go to war with your values, but you realized that, hey, these aren't serving me either, and I need to cut them out, and it needs to stop. So oftentimes for me, the Five of Swords symbolizes you're kind of fighting with ghosts. You're fighting within yourself in your own mental space. Okay? Not every single time, but that's what I'm getting with this one. And the Hermit in reverse. So now you're going to take it out into the world. And that might be what releases you from your hermit mode, is reassessing your values. Holy Christ. I'm a Gemini moon. Now I got work to do today. Sorry, other air signs. I have homework now. I have to go. Cool. So, yeah. Step out of the hermit mode. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but you go right the heck ahead, love. All right. Do we want to do this one? Okay, we'll do the other one. The universe wants Gemini to know for medicine cards. A little lightning deck. I love these cards. Woo! Oh. Okay. Can I get my book? Okay. 17. I'm just going to feel it for a second. Ooh. Vicious Savage. Okay. Leadership. What did I say? Okay. Mountain Lion. O keenly leader of sleek feline form, touch my heart with courage, then sound the alarm, that I may lead with foresight, assurance bright and true, to carry on the spirit of strength I see in you. Sorry for my chip nail polish. Okay. Mountain Lion can be very difficult power totem for you to have, because it places you in a position to be a target for the problems of others. You could be blamed for things going wrong, or for always taking charge when others cannot. You could become the perfect justification for the insecurities of others. Mountain Lion medicine involves lessons on the use of power and leadership. It is the ability to lead without insisting that others follow. It is the understanding that all beings are potential leaders in their own ways. The use and abuse of power in a position of influence are part of this great cat's medicine. By observing the graceful pounce of Mountain Lion, you will learn how to balance power, intention, physical strength, and grace. This relates, in human terms, to the balance of body, mind, and spirit. The giant feline never wastes anything. It only kills what it needs for survival. The female lion is the hunter who graces her table in a style akin to Mother Energy. If Mountain Lion has come into your dreams, it is time to stand on your convictions and lead yourself where your heart takes you. Others may choose to follow, and the lessons will multiply. If you have pulled the card of Mountain Lion, you may be asked to review the purpose behind your potential beliefs. You may need to discover whether or not your plans include a pride of cubs, wanting to be like you or share in your dreams. If you are already a leader, the question may be whether or not the time has come to push the cubs out of the cave. If you are aligned with cat medicine, you are considered to be, quote-unquote, king of the mountain and never allowed to be human or vulnerable. The pitfalls are many, but the rewards are great. In assuming the place of power that Mountain Lion affords, you must constantly be aware of keeping peace. However, you can never make everyone happy unless you lie to yourself or others. This is human nature. Therefore, the first responsibility of leadership is to tell the truth. Know it and live it. Your example will filter down to the teeniest cub in the pride. Responsibility is no more than the ability to respond to any situation. Panic is not a part of this sacred medicine. Dang right, Gemini. I don't see any panic cards in here, though. I don't see a one. They can rock on, Gemini. You're conquering this with everything, so I'm not seeing any panic things. But just in case, disclosure, you cannot be breathing correctly and be in a state of panic at the same time. It is physically impossible. Get you some yoga classes, get you some breathing instructions, holotropic, soul breathing, whatever it might be, to get that oxygen flowing to your brain and get you back to a state of calm, okay? I hope this helps. I'm going to do the homemade deck quick. What do we have for Gemini? What does the universe want Gemini to take forward? Ooh, half the deck. I'm going to take this one. And this two. Okay. Love is a wild thing. Let your horses run. Heck yeah. Okay. Woo. Release. I release with grace and gratitude that which is not meant for me. I am now free to open up to new and better experiences. Boom. Animals can heal with frequency, energy, and vibration. Do you have favorites? Look up the meaning. Look around you. What kinds of critters are coming into your view? I am destined for greatness. I step into that responsibility with grace and gratitude. I cherish the journey. Okay, Gemini, that's pretty much your reading in a nutshell. So the best way for me when I have like animals around me, and I'm like, hey, what is this one? Or hey, what do you mean? What are you trying to tell me? That type of situation, I usually go to spirit totem animals, I think it is, .com. And that's a really beautiful site for understanding energy when it comes to animals. Flowers, you can, I think it's spirit something for flowers. I don't remember, but you can try to dabble in that stuff a little bit if you'd like. Understand your surroundings and understand your energy too. I mean, you go outside and read your weeds. What kind of energy you're putting out. Your weeds will tell you a lot about your frequency, energy, and vibration. It's really cool. I hope this helps. You have a beautiful rest of the week. Keep your flame. I'll talk to you next time.